Hey guys, it is Shaylan. It's Saturday, and this week's topic is coming out. But before I start that, I just want to, throw out the big news that Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repelled today. And I think that's awesome. Congratulations, America. Like, bravo, you're finally catching it. For everybody that didn't join the military because they were scared because of their sexuality. If you didn't get to live your dreams, but you still can, whatever. Just I think it's so awesome that people don't have to, hide who they are now, just to fight for their country. And so yeah, so that's awesome. I'm so happy. Okay, so my coming out story. Well, first, again, I want to apologize because I'm so sick. So I can't really, be fun this week or whatever. But so, and if I sneeze or cough or sniffle, I'm sorry. But yeah, alright. So my coming out story, it started my sophomore year. So about 2 years ago, I was 15, and I went to this convention called True Colors. It's like a pride convention or gay pride, whatever. And I went and I was kind of kept questioning my sexuality then. Sorry. I was kind of questioning my sexuality then, but nothing like serious or anything like that. And I went really just because my friends were going, and I thought, I heard it was an awesome time. And so I went, and my friends were picking on me because I was the straight virgin, and they were like, you're not straight. Everybody knows it. So blah blah blah. Just picking on me, whatever. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? And I had kind of been questioning myself, but nothing serious. And so I met this girl there, and she was just, there's something about her that I really liked. And so I got her number, and she actually told me she was straight too. And so I strictly got her number as friends, really. And I talked to her for a few weeks. And after I really started to like her, I decided that I wanted to tell my mom that I was bi. And so I was in the car with her one day, and I was in the car with her one day, and I said, "Mom, what would you say if I told you that I liked girls?" And she said, "It wouldn't surprise me." And for a second, I just sat there, and I was like, "Does everybody know that I'm not straight besides myself? Like, what's happening?" But yeah, she took it really well. And I asked her to please don't tell my dad because I just wasn't ready for him to know. And she said she wouldn't, and she kept that promise. And after I told my mom, I decided to tell a few of my closer friends. Mostly it was just the people that were saying, "Oh, you're not straight." And I just told a few people just because I needed support, advice. I was kind of lost. I didn't. I was kind of upset too, because of my dad. I knew that he wasn't going to support me, and so I wanted to be. I mean, who doesn't want to be everything that their parents want them to be? And I knew that I wasn't going to be, and so I was upset. And my friends helped me through it, and most of them were cool with me. There's been a few friends that just they couldn't get past it. They were straight. They told me they didn't want to be seen with a lesbian, and so we're not friends anymore. And that's that. And that's what it is. But anyways, so after that, so I told my friends. I was really upset with myself, I guess is the best way to put it. And so I trying to think of when. It was April, right around my birthday, and I met this guy, and I was just trying to like convince myself that I liked him. I dated him for 4 days, and he was the last guy I ever dated, and I actually saw him today. Um, that was awkward, but anyways, so and that was me trying to convince myself that I was straight, that I liked guys. Ultimately, it didn't work out, obviously, because I'm a lesbian, but so I dated him, broke up with him 4 days later. And then at the end of May, there's this thing called queer prom, and it's an alternative prom for people who are not comfortable going to their prom because of their sexuality, or just people that want to go. And that's who I was. I just wanted to go because whatever, who doesn't want to go and dance and have fun? And so I went, but there was a whole big battle with my dad, because he was like, why would you want to go, blah blah blah, you know you are who you hang out with. And by this point I hadn't even told him that I was bi, and I just told him, you know, my friend's going, she's straight, and I want to go with her. She, you know, I just came up with some excuse, and he just refused to sign it. And you know, after a couple of weeks of, you know, the battle, my mom finally signed it. At first she didn't want to, because she said it would be going against what my dad wanted, and I was like, what is this, what's going on? Anyways, so I went, and there I met this other girl. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. I met this other girl, and we danced, and I liked her. She was really cute, whatever. I got her number, and we talked for a couple months. That also really went nowhere. She's like in the Air Force in Germany now or something. I don't know. But so when I met her, I really liked her, like really a lot, and that's when I decided that I wanted to tell my dad, but I was scared, and so I asked my mom to tell him, and she said she would. So she told him, and she told me when she did tell him, and I expected him to say something to me. He never did. He until about 2 weeks later, and then he says he was driving me to work, and he says, is there something you need to tell me? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, no. And so I got the whole homophobic speech about how it's not okay, and how it's a phase, and you know, that whole thing. He ultimately told me that it's embarrassing, that I even think that, and that I can't tell anybody, and you know, just this big ordeal. And in the end of July, I met this girl through a mutual friend, and I ultimately ended up dating her for 1.5 years, and my father actually never ever met her. He refused to. He said it was against his morals. He said that if he met her, he would be rude to her, and he didn't want to meet her. He made it clear that if I decide to be with a female, then he will disown me. He's told me that I'm not, if I'm with a female, that I cannot come to our holidays, our family holidays, with a female. So I can either come alone or not come. So, you know, and he just is really against it. And I wonder, you know, how can you say you love me, but you say that you don't accept a part of me? And you know, and it's really put a strain on our relationship, because who wants to not be loved by their dad? Or who wants, you know, I've been a daddy's girl for my whole life, and for something like this to just, I don't know, it sucks, honestly. And we're not as close. I'm really not as close to either of my parents as I used to be, because my mom, she tries to pretend that she's okay with it, but I know she's not. Because she brings up guys a lot. She'll say, you know, why don't you go out with a guy? Or when me and my girlfriend broke up and in October, she's like, well, why don't you try dating a guy now? And I was like, damn, you know. And ultimately I decided that I am a lesbian. I'm not attracted to males. I told my parents that. They don't believe me still. They think that it's still a phase, but it's a long phase. Probably the rest of my life. But yeah, so for the most part, other than my dad, most people took it well. Not all my family knows, and I'm waiting till after I graduate college to tell them, and I just think it's better that way. So, yeah, that's pretty much my story. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good weekend.